Adjutant online.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's GGvision Starcraft 2 Coliseum episode with our gladiator of the week, WhiteRa, here playing as Duckload Ra, because that is his sponsor, as the red Protoss spawning here in the westernmost starting position of Terminus RE. His opponent is ATN Darkforce, a German Zerg player playing under the team Alternate. And as you can see, the ladder colors blue and red are not present here, which would indicate that this is either a custom game or more likely some sort of tournament game. I have been unable to figure out exactly what sort of tournament this is from, though interwebs rumor has it that this is from the ongoing North American Star League, the NASL, which by the way you should definitely check out. In either case, this will be an epic match. If anything, I'm sure Terminus RE always lends itself towards that. That's why it was made by the Koreans over at the GSL, the Global Star League, gomtv.net, and it has definitely given us a lot of StarCraft 2 entertainment so far. What will we expect from this game? Well, here we see our Zerg player going for a quick gas, which could indicate quick Zergling speed and early pressure, or anything of whatever sort really. But WhiteRa, he definitely always has tricks up his sleeve, and we can expect him to dish out some serious ownage. He has of course been a pillar of the community ever since StarCraft began in the 90s, and he has remained a true force to be reckoned with ever since. I actually got the pleasure of meeting him at DreamHack Winter in last autumn, and that was quite a riot. He even brought his wife along, though she seemed a bit bored. Here we see WhiteRa actually going for a fast expansion. I believe he has already scouted, yes indeed he has. He has already scouted his opponent, and he feels confident enough, actually stealing some minerals just to add insult to injury. He feels confident enough that he can go for a fast expansion with Nexus first at that, only now adding his forge. And that is quite ballsy, because even though there's quite a traveling distance, it's fairly close position for being Terminus RE, and seeing that Darkforce is upgrading Metabolic Boost, that is of course speed for his Zerglings immediately, we could see some early Zergling pressure out of him. So WhiteRa, he's taking a bit of a risk here, making sure that the Zerg is going for no fast expansion, which would further indicate that we can expect early aggression from the Zerg. In either case, WhiteRa will have nothing of that. Instead, he is patiently walling in what is actually quite a broad choke here. He needs several buildings to make this secure, now building a cannon. So WhiteRa going for an early economic lead, which is what we love to see, because more money means more macro, means more epic games. Now building his first gas as well. So what can we expect from the Zerg player from here on out? Well, since he's actually has taken his first expansion, trying to keep up with WhiteRa, this is probably a reactive move, and thereby deciding that he will not going for quick Zergling pressure or anything like that. Scratched out, of course, he has two Zerglings in WhiteRa's base, sorry for missing that, ladies and gentlemen, that will be able to inflict some minor damage. Of course, WhiteRa will soon have a sellout out, and will be able to deal with that quite accordingly, but these Zerglings will get excellent scouting in and putting on some bit of early pressure, forcing WhiteRa to react to that, and maybe they'll even get, yes, they actually get a probe. I believe that is, no, that's the second probe WhiteRa has lost. Maybe they'll even get a third one before this is all over. And now we see Zerg player here going for a quick lair in his main base, so he will not continue this Zergling aggression, I wouldn't believe. Instead, he might go for a roach push, trying to do a entrance bust, something like that, or maybe some sort of drop play. We've seen that quite a lot lately, and we'll just see how WhiteRa reacts towards that. He's now got his expansion up, getting saturated, and upgrading warp gates as usual. Still, the Zerglings are in his base, and now it seems like the probes might... Yeah, they actually lost one more probe, and they are still in there, though these the Stalker and Seller should be able to deal with that now. However, that was a very successful scouting for Darkforce. He got to figure out exactly what the Grand Protoss was doing up until now. But as always, when you play a Protoss player, it's what happens after they've constructed their cybernetics core that's interesting. Will they follow up with 3 or 4 more gates, or a Stargate? Twilight Council, who knows? WhiteRa here checking his destructible debris, placing a pylon here, because on this version of Terminus there is destructible debris guarding this secondary entrance to WhiteRa's base complex, and Zerglings can definitely tear this down unless you have it scouted. So WhiteRa thinking ahead there, and now upgrading weapons level 1. And meanwhile we do see the Zerg player going for Ventral Sacs and Overlord Speed, so we will be seeing some drop action out of this. I don't believe he has planted down any further tech buildings like a Roach Warren or a Baneling nest. Here we do see the Baneling nest being constructed somewhere. In either case, we will be seeing a Baneling bust with drop. I can't for my life find that building. There we have it. Baneling nest on the way. What is WhiteRa doing meanwhile? Not too much as of yet. He is placing down, again, pardon me that, ladies and gentlemen, he's doing very much indeed. Putting down 3 more gateways, that will be 6 in total. So WhiteRa, now having secured his first expansion, and this one will be soon to follow. Seems like he's tearing down his own rocks as a preventative measure. That way he can easily get in here should the Zerg player drop or get units here. So he will be having a strongly fortified base and 6 gateways to use all his money on. Meanwhile, the Zerg player is well underway with his drop here, having many Banelings building and a whole lot of Zerglings already in his Overlord. So this will be quite a fearsome drop indeed. What we'll be able to do, we'll just have to see, but we have 5 gateways and a Nexus here, pretty much unguarded. All of WhiteRa's forces, by the way, are 7 Stalkers, 4 Sentries and a Zealot are someplace else. This is definitely a challenge for WhiteRa to deal with. I believe this Nexus will definitely go down, and these Banelings are being kept in the Overlord so that they can be dropped onto the defending forces of WhiteRa. This could definitely cost WhiteRa the game, ladies and gentlemen, if he does not successfully deflect it without losing too many forces. There we see the Nexus go down. He managed to save most of the probes, but here come the Baneling bombs, and the force field just creating a nice bowl of soup there for Banelings to simmer in, and the Banelings are causing so much damage. And even though WhiteRa managed to deflect that without losing perhaps more than half of his forces, we do see him being well ahead in the units lost tab and losing his Nexus at that, definitely putting WhiteRa at the back hand of this exchange. And we saw some Zerglings being able to inflict some minor damage, but again WhiteRa held even though it was costly. So now it's up to the Zerg player to continue this aggression in a successful way. He may be able to just continue drop Banelings and Zerglings, but after a while, if he does not kill WhiteRa with it, that will lose its effectiveness. So it's all about the follow-up. He's now gained himself a serious advantage, but it's not a killing advantage. He needs to do something else now. He's upgrading standard burrow for his units, but he needs to out-expand or go for some killing move by taking up. I would prefer to see him out-expand like a Zerg player like Demaga or Liquid Rep would do. That would definitely put him in a sort of late-game advantage that he could use to kill WhiteRa, because WhiteRa has now built a second expansion but lost his main base. So WhiteRa is at the losing end economy-wise. I mean, he's down 38 probes to 53 drones of Darkforce, now rebuilding his main Nexus here. But Darkforce, he's planting down 1 expansion. I would like to see him go, Zerg balls all out, 2 or 3 more expansions all over the map. WhiteRa can't do anything right now. I mean, he is building Void Rays, which is an excellent idea, yes. That could definitely be the one unit that can reduce Dark Force's drone count and hold them back. But that's why Dark Force should really branch out and plant bases everywhere, because now he needs to extend his advantage. As Day9 and Artosis say, when you're ahead, get more ahead. Because WhiteRa is by no means out yet. He can definitely come back from this unless Dark Force makes it impossible for him to out-macro him. So what is Dark Force doing? He's now placing his Roach Warren and 2 evolution chambers. That's not bad at all. He's actually already placed his Roach Warren. That's a Hydro Den he's building. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Here we do have the Hydralisk Den. And he will try to tech up, but soon WhiteRa will be even with him in bases again, and I think that's a dire mistake for our German Protoss player Darkforce. Units wise, he's got 15 roaches, 1 baneling and 1 zergling, and WhiteRa, he's getting back up there, man. He's building stalkers and sentries and has got 2 void rays out. He might continue building more, and here we see a void ray. What kind of damage will that inflict? Already having killed 4 overlords for Darkforce. Darkforce, of course, being the Zerg player. I think I referred to him as the German Protoss player before. Of course, WhiteRa is the red Ukrainian Protoss player and a very huge menace. This Void Ray forced to back out, but already having inflicted some heavy damage onto the Overlord farm of Darkforce. And here we see an Observer now out for WhiteRa. Darkforce definitely going heavy on the Roach and Hydra builds here, going for the ranged weapons upgrades and everything. Meanwhile, WhiteRa, having saturated his latest expansion and his first one, and is already almost back to full saturation on what was previously his main base, now building a Twilight Council and building Immortals, as well as upgrading extended thermal land for his Colossi. So WhiteRa is slowly but steadily getting back into this game. Now we see Darkforce upgrading Tunneling Claws and Hydra range, so it will be Roach Hydra, which is, you know, steady lair tech for Darkforce, but he will need to make something happen with this soon, because give WhiteRa a window of opportunity and he will make that into a cathedral sized window. Now we're going for yet another drop. Now this may work, but I feel that Darkforce is losing the opportunity to out-expand, to do what Zergs do best, and that could definitely cost him the game. WhiteRa is defending right now, but allow him to defend for too long and he will be able to break out no problem. First Colossi out, I do believe. Yes, that is the first Colossus. It's also got 1 Immortal somewhere, and now we see 2 different drops coming here, but it seems that Void Ray managed to intercept it. Only 1 Roach out, now burrowing, but within the detection distance of this cannon. Cannon can, of course, detect hidden units further than its actual attack range. Here we see another minor drop, but minor or not, this is what Darkforce has, and he should be using that more effectively. Yes, now expanding again, but he should have been doing this minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen. Here we do have WhiteRa's second or third Colossi, and here we see 4 Roaches. This could definitely do quite significant damage, but again, this is just buying him time. And here we see WhiteRa warping in heavy defenses. 4 Roaches, they do have burrows, so they can definitely heal very quickly, but as soon as they pop out of there, they will be met with quite a greeting. And I think WhiteRa has an Observer somewhere, but if he does so, he will not retract it from his... seems like that Observer might have gone down actually, but WhiteRa is very well aware that here is a fearsome army, and these annoying 4 Roaches here are only here to try to distract him and pull away his focus. This is where the battle will stand. Darkforce will eventually attack, and then he will use those burrowing Roaches to full effect unless he has detection. These cannons may go down, so he will keep an Observer here for sure as soon as he... And here we do have a new Observer, and I expect that one to get over here very quickly, because the battle will definitely commence quite soon. We do see that Darkforce is maxed, and so is WhiteRa. But looking at the upgrades here, we have 1-1 for Darkforce units, soon 2-2 I expect. As soon as that hits, he will attack. And here comes the attack, ladies and gentlemen. A fully maxed Protoss Deathball against a Lair Tech Zerg army. And it seems like the DPS of WhiteRa is just too much, with cannons backing it up, which makes extra damage towards Roaches and Void Rays on top of that. Darkforce is just forced to retreat towards this beautiful piece of futuristic steampunk technology, and has the GG out of the game. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, geeks and geekettes. Leave WhiteRa or any qualified Protoss player to build up and play against him on a similar amount of bases, and you are very likely to lose. Sure, a Zerg player can remax very quickly, but attacking into an army like this one, that is just foolish. If Darkforce had 3 or 4 bases along this edge, which WhiteRa could not have attacked other than perhaps by using Void Rays, he would have been in a completely different situation. He could have thrown units at WhiteRa's defense, and WhiteRa could not have moved out in fear of losing this fresh expansion. Then he would have been in a completely different state right now, but here he had to concede because he simply didn't have the funds to back it up. Zerg players are supposed to out-expand opponents whenever possible, and before that happens they are supposed to put themselves in a situation that enables them to do so. That's a lesson for Darkforce, that's a lesson for us all. I hope you enjoyed this premiere broadcast of the GGvision Starcraft 2 Coliseum with me, Sebastian Sjöberg. I will soon be relaunching my YouTube channel, and you can expect commentaries like this one to be uploaded almost every day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did so, feel free to consider subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. GG for now.